Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and another week of fun videos for you. And today is my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. And this basically means I'm going to be casing a project out of one of the catalogs. And then I'm going to do it the way the catalog is. Sometimes I'll change it just a tiny little bit, but it doesn't really mess with the card so much. And then the next card I will do is a twist on that card. And this series has been pretty popular, and I look forward to it every week. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. And I come to you Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, 3 o'clock Arizona time. And that, I want to just remind you that in Arizona, we do not change our clock. So I know that's going to be happening soon or sometime in the next month or so. So if you do watch my videos, that will change for you because we don't change our times, so just be aware of that when the time does happen. And I think that's all I want to blab about. And then I'm gonna turn the camera so we can get started, and then I will remind you about the things that are going on for September since the new month is here. All right, so let me just turn the camera and we will get started. So a new month means a new host code. So if you are ordering from my store, please use this code. But if you are in my stamp club, you have your own code. And if you are ordering 150 before tax and shipping, then please don't use the code because you'll get your own host benefits. So if you have any questions in regards to that, just let me know. And also, we also have a new goodies and guts, and these are the goodies, and then I will link to the video that shows the guts, and they are right here. So you have 1, 2, and then the little box. So what I'll do is I will link to the video that shows how you will make these projects, and those are your goodies and the guts for September. So if you are ordering in my store and you order 75 before tax and shipping this month, you will earn a goodie or a gut. I know a lot of you like to get both, so if you order 150 before tax and shipping, then you'll get both. All right, so let's get to the catalog. So the card that I'm going to be doing today, and I have looked at this one for a while, is this one right here, and they're little love notes is kind of what we call them. They're like 3x3 cards. So this is what I'm going to be doing. And so I have my little a recipe list, so that helps me figure out what I need. Now these are 3x3, and it's using vanilla, and I hardly ever use vanilla. I just said something the other day that I have so many vanilla envelopes and I don't use vanilla very often. So what I am doing is, we don't have vanilla 3x3 envelopes, but if you want to mail a little envelope or a little square or even just a big square, it costs more money postage wise if you send a square card. So what I usually do, if I send any kind of a smaller size card or square, I always send it in the regular envelope, and it is smaller, it takes up less room, but then you'll pay the regular postage because it's the regular size envelopes. So that's why I have pulled it out of here. Plus we don't have the 3x3 in vanilla. Okay, so this is what I have. So this is just 6x3. I scored it at 3 to give me my card. I need some Poppy Parade. I have 2 squares, so one's going to go on the inside and one is going on the outside. Now I always say I don't know what Stampin' Up! Puts on the inside, so I'm just going to guess what they do. So let me get a grid sheet. Now one thing they did use on theirs, which I'm not going to, is the water painters, and I'm going to be using a blending brush instead, and it gave very similar look to it. So that's what I decided to change that up a little bit. All right, so the stamp set that I'm using is Forever Friendship, and it is so cute. It's kind of like a pun, because you have your cardigan, and this is what I'm going to use, the little cardigan, and it's like time for a card again. And then there's the typewriter, and there's the fun plants. Our friendship will live forever, unlike most of the plants I've owned. And that's perfect for me this year because I had such cute plants outside and the birds have eaten them all. So now I ended up going to Home Goods and I picked up a bunch of fake plants just to put them out in the entryway because it looked so naked. All right, now I'm also using the masking paper and I just trimmed them down into strips. Now it's pretty tacky, so what I like to do is I peel it off and I put it on my pants, I put it on my skin, but I just want to, so I want 4 of them. So what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the sticky stuff off and I'm putting them on my pants. I know you can't see my pants, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm just putting them on my pants and I will take them on and off my pants a few times. So this is kind of weird that you can't see what I'm doing, but if you had like a towel would work too. Let's see, I have a towel. Let's see, I have a towel. Let's see if this would work. This is like an old work towel, but we just want to take some of the tackiness off of it. So you want to have something that has kind of like lint. So anyways, all right, so off camera, I'm going off and on, up and down on my pants just to get some of the tackiness off of the masking paper. Then we're going to make a little mask with the masking paper, and I'm just using my grid sheet so that I can tell if I'm fairly straight, and I'm not going to push it down tons, you know, because we want to be able to remove it. I don't want it on there permanently, so I'm not going to like rub and rub and rub it on there like 100 times so it's really, really on there. I just want to basically mask on my little square. All right, so I'm just making sure they're not super, super sticky. And then I'll do the same thing. So I'm going to put a square all the way around using my grid sheet. And if it's not perfect, it's not bad, right? It's not going to be really bad. You can also kind of see through the masking, so you can kind of see if you're straight or not. All right, just get some of that tackiness off it. Now, depending on where you live, it might be more tacky than the next because of humidity and all that good stuff with weather. So just, you know, just be aware of that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soft succulent ink pad. And this is where I changed it up a little bit from the recipe. They used the water painter and they just loaded it up and colored it on the cardstock. But this is very vanilla, regular cardstock, and it's going to soak up the color a little more. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use my blending brush and call it good. All right, so I'm just inking this up, and then we're going to start off the corner and work our way on. And that's just getting me, and I'm going lighter and lighter to the corner so that there's not a whole lot on the corner there. So what's nice about that masking paper is we can start like really rubbing it here to go. So that's all I need. It doesn't look like a whole lot of color, but when you peel the masking away, that's when you can really see the edge. So it kind of reminds me of you know, when people paint and they do the stripes or whatever on their walls and they use that painting paper or painting tape. This kind of reminds me of that. So look how cool this is. So we're making this beautiful edge. So I used more masking paper than I needed to. but that's okay. And what I should have done is when I put it on here, I should have folded a corner back, and then you have a grab, like a pull it's easier to pull. Now I'm taking my time. I'm also kind of keeping it flat, and that's going to help it come off as well. All right, so in the garbage. I don't even try to reuse it because it's not that expensive. All right, so there we have our cute little square. And see where I'm not perfectly centered, and I don't worry too much about it. Okay, so then we're gonna take a dark, soft, succulent Stampin' Blends, and I wanna flick some color on here. So in the lid, I'm just gonna flick a little bit of color. Now we'll set this aside. Look at all my pieces. Let me throw those in the garbage. Now I also want a piece of, this is just another piece of Very Vanilla. And we are going to stamp the cardigan. I'm going to stamp it twice just so that I have it stamped for my twist card as well. Might as well stamp them at the same time. Alright, so one. And definitely you would want to do your envelope. So I might as well do my envelope while I have my cardigan out. And that will give it a second to dry. So we'll just put our little cardigan off to the side. And then I know that this is the envelope that goes with this card. Alright, I also want to stamp time for a cardigan. I also will stamp that twice. So if you're doing a lot of cards, this is good to get all your stamping done at one time, especially if you're going to do multiples. Alright, so even though I'm doing, you know, Mimeograph Monday with a twist, and where the second card is different, some of the embellishments or whatever are similar, so I do need that. Alright, so let me just cut my cardigans apart. That way my hand's not rubbing all over this one while I'm coloring. We'll set that aside. Okay, so I'm using the blends. So I need this and this and this. And this. Okay, so we are going to use the soft succulent because that is the color that I used for my blending brush. Plus I'm doing the card version, right? Okay, so I want to take my dark soft succulent, and wherever it's going to be dark, I'm just putting that. So it would be like dark along there. It would be dark, you know, along where that cuff is, where it overhangs here on that pocket would be dark. This would show a little bit as well, so I'm putting this around. So I'm just wherever I know it's dark. So you definitely know it would be dark here because they've got those lines. So just put that dark in there, and then we'll finish it with the light. Alright, so there's all the dark that I want. Then we're going to take our light soft succulent and color the rest of it in. So I'm just going up to that line, but not, I don't want to rub over too much of it because the card is so fun with the pun that I don't mind if it's kind of colored cartoony, is what I like to kind of call this, when you can really see that line. Let's see, I also want to color this in. So I'm just basically finishing my sweater where I've not colored the dark. And I'm not making it perfect either. Like if there's a little bit of white showing, that's good. Because it's a sweater, right? It's going to have texture to it. So there's our sweater. Oop, I forgot down here. Okay. It would also be a little bit dark just here where that over, you know, does the over. And I will go over a couple of these areas where that light one might have lightened it, just subtly. All right, so isn't that cute? I'm kind of jealous for, I love to layer, and you know, now we live in Arizona, I don't get to layer my clothes like I used to in school. I mean, I would have a shirt and a vest and a coat. I mean, I love to dress like that. And even in the winter time in Arizona, I might start out with a long sleeve top and maybe a cardigan, but usually by the afternoon you're taking the sweater off. So I do miss the layers. I do not miss, however, the cold weather. But those of you that are, the leaves might be starting to turn soon, and fall is coming. That's a beautiful time of year. Okay, so we have our cardigan. I also want to, and I'm just fussy cutting this out. So we're just cut that out with my scissors. So this card is so cute. It can be any color. I just picked, you know, one of the ones that the catalog had. But could you imagine just doing a whole bunch of these in all sorts of colors? I totally can. All right, so I want this. I also want to stamp on the inside with some Poppy Parade, because that's coming, some of the cardstock I have. And we're going to have this be a birthday card because it says time for a cardigan. So I'm just going to stamp happy birthday in the center. And then we'll just let it dry a second. All right, so let's get our little love note. I'm not even sure if they still call them love notes. I think they're just listed as 3x3 envelopes in the catalog, but we used to call them love notes. All right, so this is going to go on here, and I am going to use my dimensionals so it sits up a little bit. It's a small card, so it could have a little bit more dimension, because it won't weigh a whole lot if we're going to mail it in that bigger envelope. But this would be great to have these on hand, and when you need a little little thank you card, you know, if you were going to keep some of these in your purse to have to hand out to the you know, the waiter or the waitress at the store, then don't put happy birthday on the inside. You could simply leave it plain, and then you could write, you know, thank you for your marvelous service, or thank you for always serving me with a smile, whatever you wanted to do. But I think whoever got it, for whatever reason, they would so appreciate it. All right, so this is just a linen thread. I just tied it into a bow, and I'm going to use my glue dots. So this was a fun one to come up with, a variation of it for the twist. All right, so this just goes off to the side here. It's like liking my finger. There we go. So it's going to go off to the side. Then I want to take, where's my baby ones? Here's the baby ones. So I'm just going to put a few baby ones off to the side, because it is going to go over top of this, so I don't need any over here. So if you were going to make a bunch of these, you could simply, you know, keep them in a little cello bag so they don't get, you know, mashed in your purse, and they would be all ready to go. All right, so now this just goes over here. So see how this is going over here, so you don't need any dimensionals over here, because this is keeping it up like the dimensional is there. Let's put our happy birthday on the inside. And I just cut this at 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. This piece was 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. I didn't say that. So this piece right here was 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. All right, and then let's find my, oh, where did I put it? Oh my gosh, there it is. Let's put our time for a cardigan on the card. So I'm just using some glue dots. And it's just going to get tacked on the card underneath the cardigan. It's like a skinny little piece. It's stick it to my fingers. All right, so I'm just moving that thread up so I can see. All right, so time for a cardigan, and then you can let this flip-flop any way you want. There's also embellishments used, and they used the festive pearls. So I'm going to get the succulent ones so that they match the card. So we're just going to put, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So remember, I always say an odd number looks better to the eye than even. Don't ask me why, but it does. All right, so there's our cute little card. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so now let me bring this over. Now we're going to do the twist card. So I am going to use, oh, what I'll do is I'll put that with the envelope. So see, it's quite a bit different, but like I said, you're going to save on postage, so that's not a big deal. All right, plus it's going to be less apt to get lost in the mail too, right, if it's using a bigger envelope. All right, so we'd stamp your envelope, just pretend I did stamp these things that I need. All right, so now we're going to use a couple different things. So now I want to use Christmas Scotty, and it is such a cute set. And I want to use this right here, and it's just the plaid background. Let me turn my sheet over. All right, so we want, I already stamped my thingy. This is the inside like before. All right. Oh, but actually I need the smaller lines. Hang on a minute. I need the smaller lines because I'm still going to do some masking. So that didn't change. So we're going to do the same thing. Now I threw the masking away because, like I said, I don't think I would try to reuse it. Because I just wouldn't. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I'm going to put them on my jeans and get them all cleaned up. So what I'll do is I will speed the video up just for a second while I do that. Alright, so these should be better. I'm going to just turn that corner down a little bit so that it's easier for me to pick it up. Alright, and then just use my grid sheet like I did before. But like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Flip that back. We're just basically making a square, and you can see through it. Tacky, tacky, tacky. I'm probably taking all of the stuff off my pants. All right. The dryer sheet will be clean when I do these pants. All right, last one. Now I'm going to stamp with, so I'm going to use this stamp instead of using the blending brush. Now it's photopolymer, so let me bring my little foam pad over just to give myself a little bit of gushiness. All right, and we're going to stamp this right through the square, and hopefully I'm lined up. It's kind of hard to see with the camera there. So that looks good. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to just take our time and peel this away. And see, it was a lot easier to peel because I folded that back. Just go slow. But look how cute this is. You've got that square is now got a texture on it like the sweater might have. Now if you wanted to do a card bigger, you could have simply stamped without the masking. But this is a little bit bigger and it wouldn't have been a square, so I just went ahead and masked it. Okay, so let's finish our card. Alright, so I have my cute little sweater. Let's see, this is the inside of the card. So I want to do a little something fun to the inside of the card. So I'm going to take my sweater, my plaid from the Scotty, and we're going to, in the corner, just stamp a little something something in the corner there. Then I want to take my happy birthday with the poppy parade, so that didn't change. So my happy birthday, and then I'm going to go happy birthday right there. Happy birthday. So if you were going to keep some of these in your purse, just stamp this. Don't put a happy birthday, right? Unless you knew that it was the person's birthday that you were going to give the card to if you end up doing it at the restaurant or whatever. But anyways, but then it gives you something fun on the inside. All right, let me bring my sweater over. Now this time I'm going to color the sweater a little bit different because we have that poppy parade. So we're going to give our sweater a little more flair than it had before. I'm still using the soft succulent because I still used that on my with the ink pad. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go dark, soft succulent, kind of like I did before, so around these edges. But I want my sweater to have a couple different colors, so we're using soft succulent and poppy parade. All right, so dark, soft succulent, and it's such a pretty green. It's one of the fairly new greens, and it's just a nice it's a pretty green. It's a very earthy kind of green, because it's not like one of those vibrant ones, right? Like even garden green is kind of vibrant. Parakeet, granny apple, definitely very, very vibrant greens. This one is just such a pretty green. All right, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm just kind of coloring it quick. I don't mind that there's like some white spots on it. Then we're going to take our dark poppy and we're going to put a little dark poppy on our trim of our sweater, so the hem or whatever. Now I would not want to be sewing this with different color hem, even if it was one color. My granny was a knitter and a crocheter. She tried to teach me how to crochet, and I made one pineapple and that was it. It was just too hard. Alright, so this just makes it look, you know, kind of Christmassy, even though I still have, you know, the birthday greeting on the inside. Alright, I forgot this little bit here. Alright, so there's our cute little sweater. So let me trim it. I'm still going to use the festive pearls, but we're going to use them in a different way this time. Alright, so let me cut this out. It's a pretty easy one to cut out. This would be a great card to make if you are going on a road trip or something. This one would be super easy to whip up a bunch. You could just throw a bunch of blends in a suitcase, and the sweaters could be all sorts of different colors. You could even add a whole bunch of embellishments on the top of it and make it be like an ugly sweater. Wouldn't that be fun? Okay, so let's bring the card over. So I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to put this on with dimensionals so it stands out. These would be great if you like to give homemade gifts at the office or, you know, church, maybe to your child's teacher. These would be awesome cards to give, and then they would have like a little card that they could use when they needed one. All right, this goes on the inside. This goes on the inside. I love having that just kind of sneak on the side there. Now I also want to choose, this is from the 2022-2024 Baker's Twine. I just rolled it up on an old bobbin. So I'm going to use this color, so we have a little bit more of some red and white. Now I know it's white, I'm using vanilla, but it's not that big of a deal in regards to the Baker's Twine. So we're going to do the same thing, stick it in the corner, but we're just kind of putting a little bit more color on the card. But it's really very, very similar. Alright, so this little guy is going to go over there just like before with the baby ones. These are from one of the kits. So it's a smaller little packet. If you're going, what, that packet's smaller, that's why. Alright. So the same thing. I also have the cute little cardigan greeting. And then when I use the festive pearls this time, I'm going to use the gold ones. Alright, so let me cut this out. And glue dot. So this is very similar, yet when I put the card together to compare the two, there's a definite, you know, difference. Alright, so same thing. Move the Baker's Twine out of the way. Oops, hang on a second. Let me move that over. There we go. Alright. Now this time I want to use the gold. So we have the gold festive pearls. And I want to put them on the buttons. And they're the perfect size for the buttons. But doesn't that look cute on the sweater? So this could almost be like a Santa sweater. Or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Was it Mr. Rogers? Oh my gosh. I can't even think. Alright, so let me kind of push this stuff out of the way. And then we can compare the two. So let's get, this is the one. That was my, right. So here is the catalog version. And here is my twist. So here's the Mimeograph Monday. Super cute. And this is my twist one. So which do you like? Which do you like the best? And can you see how cute those little gold buttons are there? That helps when I hold it up. there. But I love them both, and I think I'm going to make a bunch in so many different colors. We have all those colors. We can have so much fun making up these cards. Now I definitely need to trim that for sure. All right, so let me say see you later, alligator. What a mess. Did you see that mess? Ooh. Did you see the mess on my desk? I was hoping, I have my my September class in the mail is the Snowman Magic Bundle, so make sure you sign up for that. It's a stamp set and the die, and I have all of the make and takes figured out except one because I'm waiting for stuff to come, and then it got lost in the mail, so I had to reorder. So hopefully that will come today, and then I can get that final project done so that I can share with you this week what you'll be doing for that class, so that you make sure you sign up, because supplies are limited. And I think, oh, you can see, I was gonna say, just like on my goodies and guts, but I forgot I took them down. They usually sit back there. So anyway, same with my goodies and guts. I am limited on the little box. So that's what I was trying to say. Okay, so I'm gonna say see you later. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And if there's ever anything you want me to show on any of my videos, please let me know. I love when you suggest things and you ask questions. That's what I'm here for, to teach you. All right, so have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.